Hi folks, today is December the 31st. I'm going to look at doing my oil barrel introduction today. As you guys can see, I'm currently in the back office, so once you sign in, this is the screen you're going to see. First thing you're going to want to do is watch the 2-minute introduction video.
Welcome to Evo's Oil Barrel.
Won't take you long to go through that, but it's definitely important. Probably the most important thing you're going to do while here is activate your software. And obviously clicking on setup takes you to this page, and it's going to allow you to do that relatively simply. The first step you guys are going to see is this one, and it's going to talk to you through installing NinjaTrader, getting set up with your broker. The second step is what you guys just saw, setting up your license. So it's relatively easy. I went through it and did it in a short period of time, so definitely go ahead and knock that out first thing. And then it also shows you how to install the indicators and templates. How-to section is going to give you guys the videos showing you actually how to use the system itself. And the chat room is something I've also been using. Basically, you can talk to other individuals that are currently trading the system. So that's always a good thing to have a free trading room. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the charts here. And I'll try to explain the system a little bit along the way. This right here is what the actual oil barrel system looks like. And also we added the Williams R and something else here. Let me see. Indicators. I believe we have the Williams R, the Bollinger Bands, and the Evo. Here it is here. Oil barrel system. As you guys can see here, my settings are for the 1000 volume. But in the actual excuse me, in the actual course in the system, they talk to you about using the 5000 volume settings, and that is going to give you guys fewer signals, but I have found them to be they have a higher win rate basically. But like I said, you will get fewer signals, and another thing I noticed about them is your winners will be much larger. I've seen usually 150 tick winners using the 5000 volume settings. I have been using, like I said, the 1000 volume setting mainly because you get more signals. So a lot of my videos, or most, will be with the 1000 volume setting. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and just walk through this real quick so I can show you guys how the system works. Alright, let's see what we got here. The first thing to take note of is these red and green arrows here. Get this out of the way. Alright. So that's pretty much the first indicator we're going to be looking for. Once we see that red arrow, the next thing we're going to be looking for is a red price bar, which you guys can see here. The next thing we're going to be looking for is this red or the center line to turn red, which it has done. Probably the most important thing to take note of here is that this does not repaint. Okay, so once this turns red, for example here in this bar, once this bar closed, I believe this stayed red. And obviously, as you guys can see here, same thing here. Once this bar closed, it stayed red. So there is no situation where, you know, the market's going to change and look better after the fact than it will during the actual trading session. So for right now, actually, it looks like we just missed a setup. Let me see here. Might be able to still jump in. Looks like I would have got in about right here. So if the market pulls back up, you might be able to sell on a limit.
Order pending.
And take a quick trade here. But anyway, like I was stating before, it does not repaint, and that's one of the issues I've heard from a lot of people with other systems. So this is definitely a big plus. And again, with this system right here, we have these extra indicators, the Williams R and also the Bollinger Bands. And the Williams R is good. It's basically going to tell us when the market is going to be changing directions. Okay, so if the market, or if this little line right here decides to break above it and then break back beneath it, that's a good indicator that the market is going to start pushing down, especially after a nice little up move here. And it looks like it's gotten away from us. Shoot. Anyway, you guys get to see how the system works. I guess that's what's most important here. Wow. Look at that. I should have some other videos up so that you guys can actually watch this in action. And you guys will also be able to see that, like I said, it doesn't repaint. It stays the exact same color once it ticks red or green, either way. Alright, talked about the Williams R. It's just another, basically a safety indicator. Go ahead and cancel that.
Order canceled.
So once you see that, it's a very good sign that the market is going to be going short, and it just kind of reinforces the indicators, or the indicators we already have here. Next thing is the Bollinger Bands. When the market or the price action actually comes up here and closes outside of these upper Bollinger Bands, and they will give you guys the settings for this as well. When the market does that, it's basically a good opportunity for us to start looking for a retracement back to the center line or beyond. So as you guys can see here, we wouldn't have taken this trade. This obviously it turned yellow, not red, but if this had turned red, we would have had to had all three indicators line up for us to take a short trade. So for example, right here we had the red arrow, had the red price bar, this right here closed, this stayed red, so there's no chance of this turning green on us. So that means we could have entered this trade around this point right here. And obviously that would have given us the opportunity to ride this down. And I think it would be best to set, if you're trading two contracts, go ahead and set, you know, maybe 30, 40, or 50 as your first take profit, but definitely leave one on as a runner. And if you're only trading one contract, you can use the exit principles that they talk about in the system itself, which would be basically just to wait until you get the exact opposite setup. So if we're in a short trade, we're looking for green arrow, green price bar, and green center line, which means right here is where we would have got that. So once this bar closed, this would have stayed green, or possibly on this one, so we could have exited. Where is it at here? Right here. Okay, so that's from 53.30 down to 52.87. So we caught a nice big chunk of that move here. And again, you can use their reasoning for managing the trade, or you can use your own. I found their reasoning to be relatively profitable, especially when you catch those long moves, and it's going to be really helpful when you're trading the 5,000 volume, because like I said, that's when you're going to be able to catch the 150, 200 tick movers. But for right now, we're not going to be in trades as long taking this setup with the 1,000 volumes. Alright, we can also look at this trade here. As you guys can see, we had green arrow, green price bar, so now we're simply waiting for green center line. We got that right here, and it looks like, pull this up. Alright, so on this one right here is where it would have actually closed, and that's when it would have stayed green. Okay, on this bar it looks like it was still most likely red here, and on this one is when it turned green, and after it closed is when it stayed green. Okay, so now we can go ahead again, use our first take profit. We're at 52.90, so we could say, okay, let's go up to 53.20. That would have been 30 right there. So we could have used a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio here. So we could set up something like that, or like I said, you can wait until this right here happens. We get the exact opposite setup. So this bar turned yellow, and here we have beautiful red bar right here, and this also tells us that we're getting another short setup. So like I said, you're going to get lots of signals with the 1,000 volume. Anyway, right here, this right here would have told me that it's time to start looking at closing this trade right there. So after this point, you could have gone ahead and exited with about 8 or 9 ticks in profit, or you could have held out and just moved your stop up to break even and simply moved your stop down and exited somewhere around here right before it hit this level. But the big thing here is, like I said, you're going to get lots of opportunities. So on this short trade right here, we can go ahead and see what happened with that. As you guys can see, we had the red arrow, red price bar, red center line. Beautiful setup right here. And they happen over and over again. This bar closed, would have got in right here. As you guys can see, 52.97. We currently be up 52, what is that, 72. So we'd be up a little over 20 ticks right now, which is obviously a good thing. Sorry about that, folks. I'm still a little under the weather here, but I'm trying to get it done. Anyway, that gives you guys a pretty good idea about how this system operates. And like I said, one of the most important things about this system is that this does not repaint. Okay, I'm going to keep reiterating that because that is a big deal if you guys have seen some of the other systems out there. And there are lots of confirmation points that help us out in knowing if a trade is has a high probability of being a winner or not. For example, on this Williams R right here, now that the market is pushed down, not the market, but this line is pushed down on the Williams R indicator, we know that there's going to be a little bit of a retracement here, or either it's going to go sideways a little bit. The market's obviously not just going to continue to go straight down. It does not happen. Okay, so this gives us a heads up about what the market is going to be doing. And I'm pretty sure that's everything I wanted to talk about in this introduction. I just wanted to give you guys a view of how everything works. Definitely watch the videos in the back office. For when I've done my testing period, I definitely think it's worth giving it a try. Mainly because, like I said, there is no repainting. Big plus there. And also because, especially with that 5,000 volume setting, if you guys send them send the support a message, ask them what the win rate is on that 5,000 setting. I'm not gonna give you guys that information here. Definitely ask them that, or look at the sales page or see if they have it on there. But the win rate is extremely high with that 5,000 setting. There is also a very high win rate with the 1,000 setting, which is what I've been using, but not as high as the 5,000. So basically, you're gonna have to decide for yourself what is gonna work out best for you. I'd recommend you stick to the 5,000 if you want to strictly go with what the course talks about. Yep, so that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions, definitely shoot me an email. But like I said, go over some of the charts, run back through some of the videos, and look at the setups that occur. I don't think I have many with the 5,000 settings, so you might have to watch some of the videos on the actual sales page if they're there. But that's going to be it for now. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to shoot me an email, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks and take care.